Those 15 questions helped everybody? Awesome. That was a conversation I would have with myself. So, Sharon, what was your question, love? How to be fully expressed? Is that your question,
yes,
love?
That's it, sir. Can you give me an example of what that would look like, please?
It really is about participating in your own rescue.
Oh.
It's really about participating and aggressively. Nobody has ever gotten anywhere being passive. So you can, not you per se, but a person can slide, skid, they can be on every call, they can hide behind their pictures, they can, plug in, but until you're actually doing the work, that's all I can tell you is doing the work forces you to be, when you're doing the work, you have something to share. When you aren't doing the work, is the people that aren't doing the work have nothing to share. That's why they don't have any, that's why you don't hear from them. If you're actually doing the work, good or bad, you're actually excited to share. It's like, I actually talked to 30 people and I got no responses. I don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong. I went and peaked 30 people today and everyone said no to me. What the hell? Somebody might look at him and say, it really is your attitude. Someone may say, it's really the way you're projecting yourself. I got upset at somebody close to me recently. And, I had to hold my tongue because of the way they show up. And it's like, you're a reflection of me. I always show up a certain way. I still haven't had the conversation. I will. But I had to hold back because I want to make sure the tongue and the conversation and words that come from your mouth are like a computer. Once you hit that stroke and push send, you can't pull it back. But I'm triggered by certain things. So for me, I'm triggered by people that don't fight for their own dreams. I'm triggered by people that, say one thing and do another, or don't do anything, if that makes any sense. I'm more angered and frustrated, not angry at them, just angry at like, okay, so what am I not doing? Because I'm holding space. Ms. Al Thomas is holding space. We're creating a space. Are we pouring on a rock here, or what we need to light a fire? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even talking about anybody here. I'm just telling you, being fully expressed is being able to communicate your failures and your successes. But if you're a wallflower, and you aren't participating, you aren't being fully, you can't express anything because there's nothing to express. You're watching a movie. You might as well be in the stands. You're, like Jocelyn says, you have a ticket to the game. You aren't on the field. You have a lot of opinions about everything, and you may even be more intelligent than the people on the field playing. You may be more intelligent than the coach playing, but you don't get a right to say jack because you aren't even on the court. You could say what you want about the products, the services. You could say what you want about your upline, but why are you worried about your upline? Why are you worried about your downline? First of all, if you don't like your downline, it's a real simple solution. Go get another one. And if you don't like your upline, you have more than enough people. This company is built on the hearts of giants. I have no problem having a conversation with Belinda. I have no problem helping Diane, although Diane's my money, but I have no problem helping Marie or, Bree or any, Jeffrey, anybody that's, that is fighting to win is what we live for. That's the heartbeat of this. If Sam says, I need a conversation, I'll make the time. I don't have time for codependence. I don't have time for your emotions. I got enough emotions going on in my life. I got enough stuff going on in my life. I don't need to hear about what you feel. That does nothing for me but piss me off because I didn't meet you on that platform. If I met you on that platform, that would be different. But I met you on this platform, which means I have empathy for what you're going through in life, but I'm not feeding that animal. That's not what I'm here for. That's not why, that's not the foundation of what we met on. Is anybody understanding what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Is everybody getting that? If I met you in the boardroom of creating a company, a Fortune 100 company, a Fortune 500 company, and our company is going through challenges and this, that, and the other, and we're growing together, taking over the world with this Fortune 100, 500 company, and you're going through an abortion, you're going through a foreclosure, you're going through a divorce, I'm going to have more empathy. We forged a relationship in building a dynasty, but we haven't even built 1, 2, 5, 10 customers. You don't even have a team of 5 people. What the hell are we talking about? You're pulling me down from what I've spent 25 years building for to tug on what? Because you want attention? But if we're building something together and all of a sudden you break your foot, or your son breaks his ankle in the football game, or your mother has a heart attack, I then am forced, because you are an asset, you are a contribution, you helped me build something. I need that I need that back. I'm forced to have empathy, sympathy, and an emotional bond was forged in us building something to change the world. You lose somebody, I hold space for that. Something's happening with your child, I hold space for that. We've created a family unit that was forging and creating and building and knocking down walls and the growth, and we're sharing our successes and our failures, not our experiences outside of something that we haven't even started to build. Does that make sense? Is everybody getting that conversation? So I don't know what light bulb. So that's being fully expressed in the good and the bad. Sharing. That's knowing that you're coming in here and saying, I don't know what's going on. For the last week, I did exactly what you said. I talked to 10 people every day. I haven't gotten one person in the business. I literally monitored what I did. So if you go through my questions, back to that accountability of consistency and commitment, this is what I did. That's how you get a conversation with Al Thomas. That's how you get a conversation with Byron Nelson. That's how you get a conversation with anybody that's a beast. My job is to be able to teach my eagles how to fly, not sit up on the rock and create conversation. It's like, I'm going to fly one day, but can we just sit back? Do you know how many what the hell are we doing here? Meanwhile, 2 of my kids are dying because I'm not there swooping down, catching them before they hit the rocks. And you want to sit back over here and are you kidding me? I will stab you in your neck. I'm sorry, Tasha, I'm not that hard, but Tasha's like, dang, geez, okay, what did I get into here? But does that make sense? Is everybody getting that so far in this happy hour? It's just really a matter of understanding. Being fully expressed when you look at, I'll give you a prime example because you guys know how much I love basketball right now, and you're looking at the Clippers, and you want to understand between the Clippers and, let's say, Utah, and if you don't understand basketball, just understand the conversation and the parallel. So when you look at right now, the ones that are winning, you don't even have to, it's kind of like you don't even have to know about boxing. There's a reason why Bree actually put up Muhammad Ali, because was he vocal? Was he fully expressed? Did he just talk about boxing? No. He was the greatest man for 100 years. He was the greatest. He got the Century of the Year award. Now, for some reason, they just came out with a poll for who was the most hated person in basketball. Do you guys know who it was? It was LeBron. You know who was second? It was Kyrie. And let me tell you why. Now, you want to know who's the most respected and loved person in basketball? Michael Jordan. Now, listen to me closely. And this is a grown folks conversation. Michael Jordan, because I happen to have met him and been on several occasions in his face, is one of the biggest assholes you'll ever meet in life. Just so that you guys are clear. I don't care how much money you have. There's just a certain way in which money doesn't do anything for me. And there's quite a few people like that. Steve Jobs was known as being an asshole. There's a lot of them that have a lot of money that Are you guys following me on this? Or it just is what it is. It's just what it is. Has nothing to do with the human race. But let me tell you the distinction of what Michael Jordan did in regards to his talent to be one of the most loved, revered, and richest men on the planet. And you have to decide this in your journey a lot of times. He didn't take a stand for anything. He didn't take a stand for civil rights. He didn't take a stand for blacks. He didn't take a stand for the homeless. He didn't take a stand for nothing. He let his talent bill him billions of dollars, and it's still doing it. Now there's two paths. You can still get there by taking a stand. It's a choice. I'm not making him wrong for what he did. I'm not making anybody else right for what they did. But LeBron has taken a stand for everything, from the school in Ohio to what's happening with Voice Matters, everything. And when you take a stand for something, you immediately, when you decide to be a leader, and that's what Muhammad Ali was. He was a leader. Michael Jordan was the greatest talent to ever hit the basketball court and was a leader on the basketball court. Outside of his profession, he was not a leader. He was just another human being. But when you decide to take a stand, and that's what this business is about. This business is about taking a stand for something. And I say it all the time, been saying it for over 3 decades. When you decide to take a stand for something, the first thing that happens is they put a bullseye on your back. You become the target as soon as you decide to be a leader. Everybody has an opinion about you. Everybody wants to throw stones at a glass house. Everybody wants to throw a dart. Everybody wants to tell you that you talk too much, or you're too aggressive, or I could never do what you do, or I can never be like that, or why are you so mean, or why does he curse if he's such a leader, or why doesn't he curse if he isn't a leader, or why is he so nice to this person, and how come he hasn't come and given me attention? You just become a target. Greg Provenzano is a target. Tony Kupis is a target. Larry Raskin is a target. Al Thomas is a target. Byron Nelson is a target. And the moment you decide to bow down and buy into these sheep conversations, then you might as well go and lead yourself into the slaughter. Because that's where all the sheep, bah, I don't have enough time, bah, I don't have enough money, bah, I don't get enough attention, bah, could you help me out, bah, could you give me a script, bah, when's the next meeting, bah, I got 2 points and I've been in for like, what the hell? You don't know what I'm going through. I don't want to know what you're going through. You don't want to know what I'm going through. You know? There's the old cliche and story about the 2 animals that live within, it's an Indian fable for those I'm sure that you guys heard. And in that, there's 2 beasts that live inside. One is devilish, one is mean, one is nasty, one has no character, has no integrity, lies to himself and everybody else around him. He's a beast though, he's an animal. And the other one, he's a champion. He serves, he has character, he has integrity. You know, he lifts up, he forges, he goes where no person will go. He creates the steps. He will take a step when no other person takes a step. Both of them are animals. Now, there's different variations of this story. I can tell you the original, but I want to leave it here. Now, these 2 are constantly fighting inside of you. I should be working. You don't know what I got to do. My kids are calling me. I don't know if I have the time. I got all these things going on. I'm juggling these. I'm not really a good talker. Okay, I'm going to be shy. I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to learn. Okay, I'm going to get onto the training. Okay, I'm going to go to, I'm registered for the national. What, are we supposed to clap because you're registered for the national? Like you did us a favor? You're supposed to have 10 people right now registered with you for the national. That's like saying, I know God, but I'm not going to tell anybody about him. Do you know how that sounds? Then you don't really know God. You aren't really sold out on God. If you believe in God, I don't care if you call him Allah, Yahweh, Jesus Christ. I don't care if you read the Gita, if you read the I don't care, the Quran. We can pick the book. I can go through each one with you. Trust me, I'm very versed. especially since theology was my major and I'm supposed to be a pastor, but I know what God has in plan for me. Every person's a pastor in their own way because you are being watched. You are doing a sermon every day that you wake up. Your actions are screaming from the mountaintop. Screaming. And you have to ask yourself, am I a liar? These two animals that are fighting, they are beasts. And one of them is going to win. And they're inside of you. Every day that you wake up, every day you push reset, every time you come on this call. See, the true success, why Bree actually showed Muhammad Ali, why I love him more than any other athlete on the planet, is because if you took the time to study him as a champion of the people for a century, not a decade, not a year, not a season, not 3 or 4 championships, not 3 or 4 rings, for a century, he was recognized as the greatest man on the planet Earth. That is amazing. And the reason why I love him more than anything else is because every fight, I'll stick with his craft, but his winnings went so far beyond boxing. What he did on this planet was so much bigger than his boxing, and he was the greatest boxer to ever live. But what he does is he mastered the art of talking to the universe. He mastered the art of making the universe conspire for his success. He mastered the art of conquering all of his fears. It's not that he was not afraid. He embraced them and he fueled himself to go to the next level. No matter what, when you look at the people, and I'm sorry if I'm talking beyond the millennials and for people who don't understand boxing, but I'm going to tell you his age of boxing, everyone that was boxing during that time was equivalent to Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson boxed, he mopped the world because there was nobody else who was willing to fight. Muhammad Ali came in when there was a complete legion of fighters. If you got hit by Foreman with one hit, you would die. I'm not saying that like lightly, like you would just die. You would die if you got hit. No, you would die. He would crush. The power of Foreman's punch would crush your rib cage and crush your heart in between the other rib cage. The same goes for Frazier. If Frazier caught you with a kidney punch, you would never walk again. So the respect that I have for Ali, and I can go down the list. The list is long. His fights weren't set up. He didn't pick and choose. He's like, whoever wants to step in the ring. And his mind and spirit was so ridiculously powerful that if you listen to his conversation, the person, his opponent, had every odd and every advantage to beat him. But he got so far into your head. How would you feel if you knew you were the greatest in the world, but one man that you're fighting, right? One opponent. Now I'm using this in regards, I want you to get this as a parallel to ACN, to win in this. Are you guys, and how I win, okay? If every person that you talk to, first, it's just been announced. You're fighting this fighter, the greatest puncher, the heaviest hitter. This person's undefeated. He's haggler. Everybody, no, you don't want to fight this person, and you know that your mind and your spirit is not going to let you lose. So you start talking smack. But people thought he was talking smack to the opponent and to the newscasters. He was actually doing affirmations. He was actually talking to himself. The audience just happened to be listening. So now this person over here who knows that they have every talent, skill, and power to kill Muhammad Ali is like, when they first talk, is like, I don't know where he got that garbage. I will knock him out. They're getting triggered. But then what happens when you know you're the hardest hitting puncher on the planet, and every newscaster comes up with a mic in their hand saying, Muhammad Ali said he's going to knock you out in the third round. When you wake up in the morning, you pick up a paper. Muhammad Ali said he's going to knock you out in the third round. You turn on the news. Muhammad Ali said he's going to knock you out in the third round. In your head, you're like, what the hell is going on? That people think, do you not know who I am? But now you got the whole world saying, you're going to get knocked out in the third round. You're almost going into the ring by the time the universe has spoken and just wanting to make it past the third round. But the world has you so focused on the third round, you get knocked out in the fourth. See, you haven't learned how to talk to yourself and talk to God to get up and know that you're a champion. Each and every one of you are a champion. Now, that's not my job to convince you. If you don't want to talk to yourself, let me tell you, you were already born a champion. You were born, God birthed you. There is not another version of you. There's one model of you. You were born to win. I say it all the time. I don't want this to go much longer. We could get into it, boy. But I'm saying, I asked a person before, I said, do you think God is evil? Whoever you want to call him, Allah, Yahweh, I mean, Jesuit, what do you want to call him? Muhammad? Well, let's just call him God. We won't get into the division. Do you think that God is evil? And they said no. Do you think God would place a thought on a singer's mind that she had the ability to be an amazing songstress and then trick her to be the worst singer on the planet? No. Do you think God would give you the idea that you could be an SVP in this company, an RVP this year, have over 50 customers, be a beacon of light and example of freeing yourself financially and being able to generate enough money to never work another day in your life, and if chosen, can completely retire your entire family tree through this business? Do you think if you've seen that, if you heard that dream, if you understand that dream from an Al Thomas, myself, or any of the other great leaders, do you think that God will lie to you in that thought process of doing something that is so benevolent, so powerful, so loving, so caring? Then why would you go out there and buy the devil's lies? Why would you be in a standstill, conflicted with the stories and the lies that came to you before you even got into this business? Still holding on to that bad story. Is this making sense to anybody besides me? Just nod your head if you're with me. Claudine, are you with me there, girl? Okay. I want you guys to think, and I don't want to put you into a somber, because this is happy hour. Let's get happy. But I want you, before the night is over, I want you to think hard and long about why you're here, why you're doing this. That's why those questions are so spirit provoking. Because I don't go out and do ACN. I'm not even in ACN. You're talking to a man that is not in ACN. Isn't that pretty remarkable? That I'm not even in ACN and I can tell you about it. Because I made the decision when I signed my rep form that I am ACN. You can't question me about my opportunity because I am my opportunity. You can't tell me it doesn't work because you're challenging who I am as a person, because if I work it, it will work. You can't tell me you aren't going to support me because it has nothing to do with ACN that you are going to support me. It doesn't matter what I do. You weren't going to support me anyway. So why would I take it personal that you aren't going to support me in ACN? It doesn't matter what I do. You wouldn't support me because you don't want to see, I don't do the crabs in the bucket. I don't do the haterade. I don't do the opinions. I made a decision, and I need to build a house. And if you don't believe in the house I'm building, I'll find another roofer. I'll find another carpenter. I'll find another gardener. I'll find another painter. I'll find another person that has a dream, because I don't even want you around my house if you don't believe in what I believe in. And I don't want you coming around saying, oh, I after the house is built. Because I know what's going to happen. You're going to come back after that. Oh, I knew they were going to be successful. Every person in my world right now will tell you that they knew I was going to be successful. And every one of them were the ones that were clowning me. I still have them as best friends. Sparingly, at a very two-arm distance length. Because I outgrew them. My dream was too big for them. My vision for my life was too big for them. I heard Mr. Al Thomas talking about vision earlier. My desire for the people I love around me was too big for them. Because they never seen anybody else do it, they couldn't understand. It wouldn't compute. It doesn't validate in their head. I know people are in those things. It just never worked. I know people that go to the gym and they're still way out of shape. What's your point? I know people that go to church and they're still a heathen. What's your point? I don't come to your job and have an opinion about you flipping burgers. I don't come to your job and have an opinion about you counting somebody else's money. Oh, you think you got a title, you a CPA, but you're counting somebody else's money. I don't come to your job because you're at a bank and you're holding everybody else's money in there. So you're a CEO, you're a bank, wait, you're a VP of a bank, of Chase, of somebody else's name. That's not your name. Chase is not your name. I know the family Chase. I don't have an opinion about what you do. All I asked you to do is, would you like to join me in building a dynasty and a dream? If your dream is not congruent in an alignment with mine, would you support me? And if you aren't going to support me and you aren't going to help me build, then I'm going to have to let you go and make room for somebody else to come into my life. I'm not going to go into the woe is me. Oh my God, everybody I talk to. Have you ever thought that the reason that I'm broke is because of everybody I talk to? That you might want to get rid of everybody you talk to and find some new people? I mean, we hear consistently, we are the people we surround ourselves with. So if the people that are around you are not supporting you, if you don't feel that you can ask them to become a customer to support your business for your dream, then why are they in your life? To go have a drink, to come over for Christmas, to break bread on a holiday? To completely sabotage your belief system in your own dreams and you? And I'm dealing with cancer with quite a few people in my world, but that's worse than cancer. I say it all the time, cancer doesn't kill you. Not knowing you have cancer kills you. You don't know who's in your space eating up your space. You don't need any more focus. None of you need any more focus on life. Just so you're clear, you were born with the most exceptional eyesight. You're very focused. Some people, I just need to get more focused. No, you don't. You need to get rid of your distractions. The distinction of a professional making 6, 7, and 8 figures is the one who can limit their distractions. They keep their focus longer than anybody else, stronger than anybody else. What's the price to be successful here? What if June, July, August, September, October, November, December, I got 7 months, 6.5, you want to be technical, just shy of 2.5 months of giving birth to a child. What if I had a preemie for my dream? A preemie, just like a premature birth. I mean, 6.5 months instead of 9. What if I actually went and took this pregnancy I had and treated it like I was pregnant, this dream that I have? And I can't drink if I'm pregnant. I can't smoke if I'm pregnant. I have to check the way I sleep when I'm pregnant. I got to figure out the food that I'm putting in when I'm pregnant. I got to figure out my blood levels when I'm pregnant. I got to figure out my intake. I got to figure out the positive. Do I sing to my baby? Which has been amazing for people who have done studies of the parents that sing to the child while still in the belly, that are actually talking math, reading stories to the baby while it's still in the belly. Those that do waterworks, those that do natural births, that while there's a whole science behind, all documented on the IQ of the child and where and the calmness and the peace and the serenity versus the child coming out all running crazy and you got to chase it down and it's crying and begging for stuff. It started way before the baby came out of the woman's legs. It started when, as soon as you knew you were, everything, how you sleep, how you eat, it's all your habits. It's how you read. It's how you work out. It's how you're healthy. It's how you think. It's how you pray. It's how you meditate. All of these are vitamin D. All of these are feeding. What if you actually decided tonight, I'm pregnant with a dream and ACN is going to help me birth this? Just found out tonight I'm pregnant. I had a dream. You don't have to say, well, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try for the next 90 days. What if your New Year's Eve started right now and you gave birth to your dream and everything you've ever wanted in phase 1 of the dream, everything that you wrote down, 3 things that would just change your life, and you want it to happen by January 1st. And you did everything to take care of that baby for the next 6.5 months. Now, I may only reach one person in this conversation because this is so much bigger than ACN. This is about your life. And until you take this business seriously, nobody else will take you seriously. Until you take your life seriously, then you can't take this ACN seriously. You can't take Matrix seriously. You can't take the people around you seriously. They aren't going to take you seriously. Everybody's going to look at you like you're just, when you're convicted, that's why I love talking about Jesus being the Word before he became Jesus. Because everybody has a different conversation when they don't understand the root of words. See, convicted comes from the word convict. You may think convict has to do with jail. Convict came way before a jail was even created. I am convicted on my dreams. Nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's going to deter me. Nobody's going to distract me. Yes, I'm human. Things will get in the way. Texts will get in the way. Calls will get in the way. People's emotions and me caring about people will get in the way. But I shut it down. If I'm at the wall and I'm building a wall to protect the devil on the other side from getting to my family and my people in my village, and you come and you just want to talk to me and take time away, and you didn't even come to the wall with a brick, I'm going to take one of my bricks and hit you in the head. And then I'm going to go back to my wall and finish my wall. And as I'm doing my wall, what's really amazing about the ACN wall is it seems really lonely in the beginning of this birth. So I'm talking to the people as if this is your first day, whether you've been in for a long time or not. You need to push reset. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You know you're in the right place when there's 3 bricks, 5 bricks, 2 customers, 1 rep, 3 reps, 2 quit, 5 more customers, 1 rep, 1 on fire, 1 who doesn't want help, 1 who doesn't get qualified, 1 who gets qualified, 1 who hits ETL. That ETL quits, but you keep bringing bricks and you keep bringing bricks because you aren't focused on any of that. I keep bringing a brick and I keep bringing a brick and I keep bringing a brick and I keep bringing a brick. And all of a sudden, somebody that wasn't even supposed to be around my wall, that was just going through the town, that was all the way on the other side of the world, sees me building this brick. What are you doing? I'm saving my life. I'm saving my family. I'm building a dynasty. I'm building something so that everyone I love is protected, even when I'm gone. I said, will it work for me? As a matter of fact, it will. Yeah, I got a brick. I've been carrying it around looking for somebody to tell me what to do with it. And they put up a brick. Now all of a sudden there's two of us. And we're building this wall. And we build another brick, and we get two more customers. We get two more customers. We go a week without a customer. Then the next week we got 5 customers. The next week I got 3 reps, and then 2 quit. But then that one brought me 5. And now all of a sudden I got a gang right there on that wall. I'm building a wall. But if I take my eye off of it, if I'm not building that wall, I'm gonna miss the person that was looking for the blessing of being told what to do with that brick, with that purpose, that dream. See, many of you are missing your gang, your squad, because you're sitting around doing whatever else the hell you doing, and they don't even see 2 or 3 bricks down there that you put there and cemented. They see a whole bunch of rubble over there, and you talking to them about what you gonna do. I don't have time to wait for somebody to help me build this wall. I'm building the damn wall. And when I built the wall, it gives permission to someone else to come and join me in building a greater wall. And a greater wall. And you'll be amazed at how God will bring you people that you had no idea. Your wildest dreams. The last person you thought would be bringing a brick says, hey, I don't even really know about this, but dog, I got a wheelbarrow. All of a sudden, ETL is done, it's locked, money's coming in, customers are still coming. Customers that said no 3 months ago are calling you back saying, I just moved. But if you just look at the rubble, oh, I don't even know how to do that. What customer? I don't even know what to offer. Here's my website. You're completely unfamiliar. This guy was going to bring a wheelbarrow. Yeah, you brought a whole bunch of people that quit, some that came, some that brought 2 bricks. I love every person. I had to learn this because I used to hate them. And hate's a strong word, but I'm using it metaphorically. I used to dislike them. But I have learned to love every person that has come into my business, that signed themselves up for a customer and quit. If I did my job, if I did my job, not if they did their job, hopefully I got to someone they knew and they brought a brick. Or I may have had to start all over and find somebody else. But if I keep working on that wall, everything that I've ever dreamed of is in that wall. It's in my work. Everything I've ever received in my life has come from my work, my passion, my sweat, my equity, my building. Not a conversation, not an inspiration, not a motivation, not a training call, not a helper, not I need to understand, not a script. It has come from my freaking work. And because I've seen what my work has done, me being you, you being me, I'm willing to do it again and again and again. And when I stop working, I notice something. Everybody else goes away. Because I figured something out. The masses have not learned how to believe in themselves. That's why it's so hard to find an RVP and an SVP. But here's what I found. The masses find it easy to believe in someone else. So I had to choose to be that person for them to believe in. And it's given me the luxury to take time off, to build some other walls, to spend time with my family, to bless my son, to be there for my mother, to be there for the people I love, to isolate myself. If Bree hadn't hit me tonight, he knows I wouldn't have been on this call. I haven't been to bed. I hadn't gone to bed when I got on the call with you guys this morning. I called my manicurist and pedicurist, said, don't come by. I was going to get a manicure, pedicure, and soak my feet and just get a massage. I got the table, everything. I just wanted time to myself. I wasn't even going to get on the call. These are what I call God appointments. You know why? Because if nobody got the conversation, there's one person who did. I did. Because I've had the best conversations with God over the last couple of days. And he put me here for somebody to hear this conversation. I don't know who it was, but that will be one more person helping me build that wall. Not talking about it, not asking for another conversation. And when you have two people and that one person brought that wheelbarrow, guess what happens after you build it long enough? Doesn't happen in the first week, the first month, because see, the only way you can attract a person with a wheelbarrow is to be the person to do it by hand first. And because they see you putting in the sweat equity and your hands are all blistered and your mind is frustrated and you're sold out on your dreams, not sold out on selling somebody else. Look, I'm building this. Would you like to come with me? No problem. I'm just building. Another person walked by. Would you like to? Doesn't matter. Put up another brick, get another customer, get another customer, get another no, get another no, embrace the no's, oh yes, thank you, oh, thank you so much. And then all of a sudden the person comes with the wheelbarrow. See, the wheelbarrow comes usually after ETL, just so that you're clear. That's when the wheelbarrow comes. It's like literally about 30 days after a lot of hellish work, not the title. I was talking about that earlier. See, you think it's about the title of hitting ETL. No, the title only positions you to make money. But when you're building that wall as an ETL and somebody can see your belief has gone up, your work ethic has gone up, your sacrifices have gone up, you're ready to go to the next level. Someone says, shh, you know what? I got a wheelbarrow. And then they start bringing that wheelbarrow. All of a sudden, with momentum, you hit RD. You can't just hit the title. The title doesn't mean anything. They got to see the production. They got to see the sweat. They got to see the equity. They got to see, I want to be a part of this. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's much bigger than everything going on in my life. And all of a sudden, someone comes by and they say, I've done this before. I've built with my hands. I even have a wheelbarrow. I've done quite well in my life, but I've never seen anything this majestic. Can I bring my pickup truck? Because this looks like it's gonna be. People have to believe in someone else before they'll believe in themselves. I'm gonna say that again so you're very clear about my conversation. People have to believe in someone else before they believe in themselves. Not that you aren't going to make confident, cocky, strong, arrogant, whatever title you want to give them, adjective, people, accomplished people that come in. But even them, the people that make 50, 100, 200, $500,000, $1 million, they will be swayed not by how much money you've made, but by the depth of your soul and the height of your dream. Everybody's looking for someone who is going to make a dream happen. Why do you think they have private investment groups? They're looking for that one person that has skin in the game and has a dream that's going to build it without you. And their fear of lost, that I don't want to miss out on this investment because that was me. I got you. You got 6.5 months, 6 months and 19 days, Byron, and whoever else is listening, to give birth to a dream. Or call it Groundhog's Day and show up on January 1st with the same bank account you had in 21 and in 20. And in reality, it's going to be a worse bank account because of the hyperinflation, the economic divide. The landscape financially is on an all-time high. The slaughter hasn't come. The real estate is already showing up. To buy lumber is already showing up. It's already happening in the school systems. It's already happening in the penal systems. It's already happening politically. We already have dumb people in office all around the world. The effect of what has happened with COVID didn't happen in one country. It wasn't 9/11. It wasn't what happened with Pearl Harbor. It wasn't what happened with the Cold War. It was not what happened with the Great Wall in China. It's not what's happening in Afghanistan. It's not happening. You're talking about the entire world was infected, not affected, infected. You say, I didn't catch COVID? Do you think I'm talking about COVID? COVID ain't got nothing to do with a disease by way of physicality, by way of biology. COVID's a whole nother animal. And everybody was infected. And it is a molecular process that has been sped up, engineered to separate the have and the have-nots. That's what it's done. I was having a conversation with a partner of mine. He said, let me tell you about conspiracy theorist. He said, conspiracy theorist is a term that is credited those who have seen through the bullshit. There's no conspiracies when you look at just the inflation of milk, of eggs, of not being able to put food on a child's plate, of rations. This is a much deeper conversation I have time for. This is happy hour. Go get you a brick. Get you a brick. Start building with a brick. See, if you start building with a brick, you don't have to say anything. You're fully expressed. You have something to talk about. Because now you can talk to somebody else who's already built a wall and say, Mr. Child Thomas, how'd you build your wall? My wall is like really raggedy, but I mean, it's coming together. Something has to happen when you do something. I was birthed to mental scramble the brains of the universe. And to completely reach down your esophagus, grab your spirit, squeeze it so you can't breathe, let it go to know how much alive you are and how great and how magical and how much of a blessing you are. To remember, as Kimball would say, remember who you are. Because somewhere you forgot. And if you don't sleep well tonight, and this is on your brain, then God allowed me to do my job. It had nothing to do with me. And if you can't sleep well, you were probably lost before I met you. That's not my job, is to find people. My job is to lead people. My job is to do what someone did for me and give you a light pulse to turn you in the right direction. My job is to be a GPS for the people who want to get on the road and start going in the right direction, who want to walk that mile, who want to get to their destiny, who want to be great. Don't know how, but I have to be. I'm here to be great. I listened to my girl from Japan, and someone was asking a question, and they don't even understand the language. Talking with broken English. Sam talking with a complete Southern accent. If you don't listen to Sam real well, you don't even know English isn't even his best language. But you know what they all have? They got a heart that everybody can see. They got a heart. The people that win, they speak clearer than anybody else. They can all be, including Sam, deaf, mute, and dumb, because they'll still hear his heart. You hear Marvin's heart. The people that are winning, you can hear it. This isn't a made up script. You can hear my heart, my heartbeat's coming through this freaking camera. Can anybody hear it? Because I don't need to be on this damn call. It's to save somebody's life. That's what I'm here for. so that you could go save somebody else's. That's why Bree does what he does. Why are you cheating life? You waiting for the Grim Reaper? You're just waiting to die? You're going to keep living in your damn story? The devil is a liar. Stop it. Don't ask me why God and the Holy Ghost decided to show up here in this conversation. It is what it is. But I hope it blessed somebody. We've used a lot of time. I'm complete, family. I am complete. Love you guys. I'm out. You guys have an amazing, safe weekend. Give birth to your dream.